Hey everyone, welcome to day 5 of Math 133. Uh, Today we're going to be covering the Chapter 3, Project 3. Um, Last time we did Chapter 3, Project 1. There's not a Chapter 3, Project 2. There's lots of projects and there's lots of worksheets that have been created for this class, and we don't do all of them. Elaine and Cindy do a lot of the worksheets, but they aren't going to cover every single worksheet in the course pack. My class is pretty much only going to do the chapter review worksheets. But anyway, as far as the projects, if you really want to see Chapter 3, Project 2, send it to you. But no, so. Um, Anyway, if you haven't finished the Chapter 3 Project 1 yet, you still have a little bit of time. It's due by 6 p.m. tonight. Again, I mean, if you have to turn it in by midnight, that's okay. But it is week 3. So if you missed Tuesday and you miss the today's Thursday Zoom call as well, make sure you go to the weekly discussion board, click on week 3 and fill out the discussion board there. Don't forget to fill out a response to 2 of the other people that posted there as well, and that'll get you your participation points for the week. Okay, so um, for the chapter 3 project number 3, we're going to be using StatCrunch today, and it's all about the 5 number summary um, and making box plots. Okay. Here I am in Canvas. Oh, by the way, don't forget to also do your 3.5 lecture notes. So only one section of lecture notes this time, but make sure you try to get that done before Monday. Elaine and Cindy are going to be using the 3.5 lecture notes in their class to do some worksheets. And then on Tuesday next week, we'll do the Chapter 3 review. So make sure you watch that. Um, Okay, so here I am in Canvas. I'm going to click on the Chapter 3, Project 3, and that's going to bring me here. And there is a link that you can click on, and that's going to take you to the Google document that we're going to fill out today. So if you click on that, there's also a video here that'll give you some hints on how to complete it. So if you click on this link, though, it'll bring you to this Google document. And this is what we're going to fill out today. So make sure you click File, make a copy in the upper left, and you can call the copy whatever you want. So you don't have to change it and put your name in there. It's just helpful for me. Um, and you do need to make sure you save it in the right folder. So you can either click it, select My Drive, or if you have a place that you're saving all of your projects, you can put it there. And then click Make a Copy. And this is the copy that we're going to be editing today. So your name is Joe Hopkins. Okay. So very similar to projects we've already done, find a publicly available data set on statcrunch.com that's interesting to you. The data set this time needs to have one quantitative variable with lots of numbers, variability, and repetition. So just like last time when we looked at StatCrunch and we did the mean, median, and mode, and then we compared and said, what's the shape of our data? We're going to do something very similar here where we're going to look at the median as well as 6 other numbers. Okay. So if you click on this link, it'll take you to statcrunch.com, or you can just type in your address bar, statcrunch.com. Okay. If it asks you to sign in the upper right, make sure you click on that. So for example, here where it says sign in or register, I'll click on that and that will Let me sign in with my Pearson username and password. Okay. And once you've done that, we're going to go to data sets again, which is the second one down over here on the left. Okay. And that's going to open up this page that we've seen before with all kinds of different data sets in here. And so once again, you'll want to choose a data set that's interesting to you. So um, for this one, I mentioned before that the professor salaries one is probably not big enough. For this one, it probably is. So it would be good to have a quantitative column that has lots of data, lots of variability, as we mentioned. So if you can find something that has a couple hundred rows, that's good. Um, so it doesn't necessarily need to have thousands of rows this time around. Uh, but anyway, so uh, and I'm okay if you use the one that you've used before. Um, So anyway, for me, so I've said before, I have a board game based on saving endangered species. That's this one right here, endangered. So the environment's very important to me. So I'm going to look up carbon emissions, and I am going to use this one, atmospheric carbon dioxide, which means you guys can't use this one. Sorry, but um, can find something else that might be interesting. This one right here, I'll come back to in a little bit, but um, so this is the one that I chose. And it's got 600 rows, so it's got hundreds of rows, so that's fine. So that'll work for today. As we said before, make sure it has enough data. So if you have 200 rows or more, you're probably good. Okay. Okay. So let me jump back to the project. So find a publicly available data set on StatCrunch that's interesting to you. One quantitative variable. So do I have a quantitative variable? I have this column, which is the amount of CO2 that's been released in that year. So we're good there. So that's quantitative. I'm going to be using that column. What data set did I choose? So we're going to paste our URL. So right here, we're going to copy what's in the address bar. So we're going to right click, or you can hit Control C, and then you can come over here. You can right click, or you can paste by doing Control V, paste it in there. Okay. By the way, this pound sign at the end, you can delete it or you can leave it. Doesn't matter. That's not gonna mess anything up. Okay. You'll notice that the pound sign, yeah, it's fine. It's fine if it's there or not. Okay. And again, as always, slow me down or, raise your hand or ask questions if I do something you're like, whoa, whoa, I missed that, right? Because, I'm here to teach you guys statistics. I want you to learn the math. I'm not just here to do math in front of you. So, uh, one of the nice things about coming to class, coming to the Zoom is we're working on these projects and these worksheets together, so that you understand and if you want to work on them on your own, that's great. But working on them together means like if you get stuck or you're behind, let me know. We can catch you up. Okay. All right. So number two, treating your data set as if it's a sample, find the StatCrunch statistics output that includes the five number summary, as well as the range and the IQR. So there should be seven numbers. So the five number summary is five of them. And then there's the range and the IQR. So uh, what are the five numbers in the five number summary? What are their names? Last time we talked about mean, median, and mode. Are the mean, the median, and the mode, are those, that's mean, median, mode, that's three. Are those three of the numbers in the five number summary? So what are the five?
We have them in your notes yesterday.
We did. Does anybody know one of the numbers in the five number summary?
Somebody get us started.
Yeah.
Yesterday in our notes, we put them under that box plot, the names.
Keep in mind that today is not test day. Today is not the date of the midterm, which means if you get every question wrong today, that's fine. Okay. So if if I ask a question, you're like, oh, definitely yes. And you're like, oh, no, the answer is no. I'm wrong. Sorry. That's fine, okay? Because you know, if you get a question right, you're like, oh, good job, me, and you move on. Okay, but if you get a question wrong, you're like, what? How did I get that wrong? And then you go back and you learn why you got it wrong so you don't make that mistake again. So we as humans, we learn more when we make mistakes and get things wrong than if we get them right. So today's not test day, so get as many questions wrong as you can. And that's good. That's how you learn. Okay. So, thank you, Chanel. 25th percentile. Yes, that is one of the five numbers. So, the five numbers that we're looking for are the minimum, and then the 25th percentile, which we have a special name for, which is quartile one. Jenica's got it. Minimum, first quartile, median, our third quartile, and the maximum. Okay. Those five numbers together will create a picture for you of what your data looks like, right? I have this data set here and it's big. It's got 600 numbers in it, right? I'm looking at the CO2 column and I can see that, all of these are like 300, right? But if you're looking at this data set, how spread out are these numbers? Are they close together? Are they, if I asked you what's the middle number, um, that's the median, okay, or the mean, okay, or the mode, okay. But if I asked you like how spread out are they? Are these numbers close together or are they very spread out? That can be hard to tell just by looking at it. And so the five number summary does is it takes your data and it picks five numbers, the lowest number, the highest number, the number in the middle, and then two other numbers that give you a feel for how spread out the numbers are. Okay. Um, and then you can make a picture of those, which is a box plot. Okay. And so that gives you a feel for whether these numbers are spread out or not. Okay. Uh, anyway, thank you for that. So we have two other numbers that we've been asked, and that is to also include the range and the interquartile range, okay, which is the IQR. Those two are another way to measure spread. So we had three main ways to measure center of our data: mean, median, and mode. When you have a large data set with a ton of numbers in it, the mean, median, and mode are a single number that give you a estimate for where the middle is. Okay. Um, and we've seen before that sometimes they're close together. The mean, median, mode, if you have a symmetric graph, are very close to each other. But if you have outliers or a tail, if it's skewed, your mean and your median will not be close. Okay, they'll be one way or the other. Okay. Um, so we also had three numbers that we use to measure the spread of our data. So if you have a giant data set with a whole bunch of numbers here, um, you will often be asked, okay, uh, what's the middle number and how spread out are these? Okay. If these numbers are very close to each other, then your spread will be small. If these numbers are really far apart, like if you have outliers and stuff, they'll be really big. Okay. So the three measures of spread are the standard deviation, the range, and the interquartile range. So we're not talking about standard deviation today, but we are going to talk about the range and the interquartile range. And these are actually pretty easy to calculate. Calculating a range is you just take your maximum minus your minimum, which since maximum and minimum are part of the five number summary, you automatically get the range when you do your five number summary. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So similarly, you automatically get your interquartile range when you have your five number summary. So, okay. All right, cool. So, to do this, what we're going to do is we are going to go to our data set, okay? And we're going to hover over stat, summary stats, and columns. Okay, we've done that before when we got median mode. So stat, summary stats, and columns. Okay. And you're going to need to tell it which column you are calculating the five number summary on. So in my case, I'm doing this one, CO2, but make sure it is uh, make sure that it is a quantitative. So a quantitative column is a column that has numbers that you could do math on. Okay. So um, don't use like zip code or area code. Okay. Um, okay. And then down here, we're going to select the numbers we want. So I don't want mean. Mean is not part of the five number summary. Neither is standard deviation. We'll definitely spend a lot of time in this class talking about mean and standard deviation. Lots of time. But today, we are not. Today, median is the star. So we're going to go there. Uh, And then we also want the range. So I'm going to hold my control button down. Range, I want the minimum, the maximum. What else do I want? I want quartile 1, quartile 3. So how many is that? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 of them, my 7 numbers. What am I missing? My interquartile range. So I'm going to scroll down. It's right here. I'm going to hold control and click on that one. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my 7 numbers that I wanted. And I'll hit compute. Here's the table that I have. Now, I didn't put them in the right order. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about that, right? Because the minimum is the smallest number. So it's always the least, and the maximum is always the most. So the range, or sorry, not the range, the median is always right in the middle. And then quartile 1, quartile 3. So the order is the same order that Jenica put in the chat. The minimum is the smallest, then first quartile, median, third quartile, maximum, and that's always the case. Um, so for this particular project, I don't need them in the right order. That's fine. You can just copy this table into our project, and that's fine. So if you just hover over this, click your left mouse button and drag it down here, you can copy that table into our project, just like that. Okay, that's all I'm looking for. So, uh, I'm going to pause here for a second. So if anyone has questions, let me know. But I'll pause here, give you a second to catch up. But also, I'm going to give you some hints for those of you on the recording on how to finish out this project. And then I'm going to stop the recording. And for those of you on Zoom, we'll finish the rest of it. So for question number 4, interpret the value. That anytime we say interpret in this class, we mean we need a sentence. Okay. So uh, for when you're doing math, when you're doing statistics, or any kind of math, really, these numbers are, I mean, it's kind of like math is its own language, right? And we need to be translators. As mathematicians, we are translators, being able to take that language of math and explain it to someone who maybe doesn't understand it, or explain it in English. Okay. So, that's what we're going to ask for anytime we say interpret. Okay. So we have succeeded in creating our 5 number summary. Our third quartile, quartile 3 for me is 363. But what does that mean? Okay. 363, what? Why do I care? What is, yeah, so that's what interpret is. Okay. Down here for number 5, construct a horizontal box plot. You'll do that by going to graph and then box plot. Simple as that. Um, Make sure that you click draw boxes horizontally. Uh, and then um, does your box plot have any outliers? So that'll be dependent on whether you have any dots or not. Okay. And then for the shape, you'll want to look at the notes for chapter 3, 3.1. Uh, we talked about shape in 3 different ways. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't look like anyone has any questions. So I'm going to stop the recording and we'll finish this project. Okay.